Coming up here on Dolphins Today, I'm going to give you the latest news and rumors going on around Dolphins owner Stephen Ross, and could he actually have to sell the team? PFF released a brand new NFL mock draft with a very juicy trade around Russell Wilson. Does that impact the Miami Dolphins? And at the very end of today's show, Jarvis Landry could be going back to Miami. Now, we're going to start this show off with owner Stephen Ross because there is a report that he could lose the team if the tanking allegations are proven true. Now, if you guys remember, 2 weeks ago, former head coach Brian Flores, he accused Ross of offering him $100,000 back in 2019 to lose on purpose to essentially help their draft stock. There was also some people out there that Flores said that he was like, hey man, even Greer was sitting around saying, this guy is mad at you that you're going out and winning football games. Roger Goodell, I know a lot of people are like, well, how can an owner be forced to sell a team? Goodell literally said, clubs, they can vote and they can remove an owner. And also, there was an unnamed source that NFL.com has stated that a witness heard Ross make the offer to Brian Flores. Ross said that the allegations are not true. Obviously, Brian Flores is sticking by what he had to say. So what are y'all thoughts on it? Do you think Stephen Ross will have to sell the team? Y for yes, or you can go ahead down in the comment section and type N for no. My stance has basically been the exact same on this since I heard the initial allegations. I actually kind of believe Brian Flores, and I don't necessarily believe what Stephen Ross is saying. If it comes out that it's true, absolutely, Stephen Ross will have to go ahead and sell the team. If he does end up selling the team, you guys know what I'm going to say. Make sure those notifications are turned on. Make sure you click that subscribe button because during the off season, we don't take any days off here at Chat Sports, and there's going to be a lot of content creators that might give you certain things, but you're not going to find another company, another Dolphins YouTube channel that's going to work harder than us right here. And if you respect that, go ahead, hit that sub button. To make sure you never miss any news or rumors going on around the Dolphins, here's how you turn your notifications on. So when I drop a video, it can pop up right on your screen like that. Go to your settings app, scroll down, tap YouTube, tap notifications, and then turn on allow notifications. If you didn't turn on anything yesterday, don't worry, I got you covered today. All right, so the next thing that's going to be coming up here on today's show is PFF. They released the mock draft, and part of the offseason is to go ahead and give you guys our 2 cents on what we see circulating around the internet because it ends up going into other Dolphins content creators, and our job is to give you the 2 cents on that. So here's PFF's latest mock draft where Russell Wilson got traded for multiple first-round picks. Here are the top 4 picks in the draft. We're going to slowly or basically quickly go through these, and then I'll take a deep dive into what happened with Miami. 5 through 6, Sauce Gardner. I love the fact that he went number 7 overall. Derek Stingley Jr., another cornerback there. 9 through 12, Malik Willis goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So if you guys notice here, Pittsburgh ended up trading up to get to the 9 spot. Kenny Pickett went off the board at 11. George Karlaftis, number 12. Here's where some of the trades start to happen. The Seattle Seahawks traded multiple, or the Philadelphia Eagles, traded multiple first-round picks to go ahead and give it to Seattle. And then Seattle went ahead and they took a quarterback in Matt Corral. Devin Lloyd, so Philly, they still get to keep at least one of their first-round picks. If you remember, Philly had 15, 16, and 19, which is basically what you see here in the draft. Now, I know this doesn't really impact you, but I have to be able to take you through every single pick that you guys see over here. That way you know who's available for the Miami Dolphins. Let's now go to 21 through 24. Really surprised that Tyler Lindenbaum fell all the way here to the Dallas Cowboys. If he's available somehow at 29 for Miami, I think he is the easy pick. And then you got 25 through 29, Trent McDuffie, David Ajabo, Chris Olave, and then Treylon Burks. So what I decided to do here is say, okay, after all 28 of those guys are gone, here are the best players available for the Miami Dolphins. Wide receiver from Ohio State, Garrett Wilson. And I also based this on team need, team fit, all that good stuff. Kenyon Green, offensive lineman from Texas A&M. Draven Walker, defensive end from Georgia. Max Mitchell, I should be able to get that one right? Offensive tackle from the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. And then Jahad Dotson, wide receiver from Penn State. So if that's how the actual draft went, who would you want the Dolphins to go out and get? Who would you want Roger Goodell to go up to that stand and say, with the 29th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins have selected Well, in this mock draft, they went out and got Garrett Wilson, wide receiver from Ohio State. Honestly, man, if Wilson falls all the way to 29, this is a freaking slam dunk. I like Wilson a lot. He's actually my number 1 ranked wide receiver, though I am starting to fall a little bit more in love with Drake London, and I obviously love Chris Olave as well. But here's the thing, man. This is why the PFF decided to go with Wilson here at pick number 29. Wilson is the kind of yards after the catch threat Mike McDaniel will assuredly covet in his offense. The Ohio State pass catcher broke 19 tackles on 70 receptions this past season. That's actually one of the reasons why I do like him a lot, and pairing him with somebody like Jalen Waddle, who also has elite speed and yards after the catch ability, would be a really good fit with Tua, who I don't have a lot of confidence in ever being able to throw that deep ball. Now you have Devontae Parker. Will Fuller's a free agent. You let him go. Albert Wilson's a free agent. Preston Williams is a free agent, though I could see them bringing him back. But if you can go into the season with Jalen Waddle, Devontae Parker, and Garrett Wilson as your top 3 options, we'll see what they decide to do with Mike Gesicki. You got to be feeling pretty damn confident about that. Now, sure, you also brought in your brand new OC, who's got some experience as well with the offensive line, Frank Smith. You need to build the O-line, but you also need to get Tua some weapons. So what do you guys think about this? Garrett Wilson at pick number 29, A, B, C, D, or F. Usually when I think about the Dolphins' needs, I'm like, it's offensive line, and unless it's an offensive lineman, I can't give it an A grade. However, I'm going to go off the basis of Miami has a lot of money in salary cap, right? They go out, they pay some big guys in free agency, and if you can go out and get your offensive line covered, and then you get Garrett Wilson at 29, I'm telling y'all right now, that is an A-plus draft pick. I also got A-plus deals going on here on today's show. Maybe your girlfriend or wife didn't know what to get you on Valentine's Day. Send her this link here. You get a whole bunch of Dolphin stuff on sale. Chatsports.com/Dolphin sale. It's the link that you see below me. I actually also put that link in the comments and in the description of these videos. If you're really craving some knees, these shorts are going to make your knees look great. How do you get them? Chatsports.com/Dolphin sale. Also, it's hundreds of stuff. It's not just the stuff that I showed on the screen. If I showed you every single thing that was on sale, this would be a 60-minute video, and honestly, producer Jeremy's fingers would hurt more, even more than what they hurt last night. So go to chatsports.com/Dolphin sale. Go ahead and get yourself set up on some awesome Dolphins gear. Could Jarvis Landry be headed back to Miami? These are the latest trade rumors circulating around the Miami Dolphins, courtesy of Phinside. Now, Phinside is not a credible source, but they do create content, and our job here on Dolphins Today and at Chat Sports is to give you the real reaction and whether or not it's actually possible that the Dolphins could go back and get Jarvis Landry. Now, he's going to be a free agent in 2023, and I think one of the reasons why a lot of these rumors are popping up is because Landry went to Cleveland to hang out with his boy OBJ. OBJ left the Browns, and he did pretty damn good with the Los Angeles Rams before, obviously, the ACL in the Super Bowl. But could you be looking at Jarvis Landry in a similar situation where he's like, well, I just saw OBJ leave, and he's doing pretty dang well. Could I potentially leave? There's no doubt about it. The Dolphins, they need wide receiver depth, and if you wanted to go out and get him, you can't sign him. He's not a free agent, and they're not going to cut him. You'd have to go out and trade for him. Plus, Landry's already been linked to multiple trade rumors out there. However, if you are going to go out and make the move, you got to go ahead and pay him $14.3 million in 2022 on top of giving up draft capital. Now, does Miami have draft capital? Absolutely. Do they have the money to do it? Yes, absolutely. The real question is, do you pay Jarvis Landry $14.3 and give up the capital to do it? Now, I know this. Anytime you bring up an old player who had a lot of success with the team, the fan base gets excited. And his first 4 years in the NFL, this is what he did with the Dolphins. 84 grabs, 110 in 2015, 94 in 2016, 112 in 2017. This guy was an absolute PPR monster in fantasy football leagues. Then he went over to the Cleveland Browns. His first year in Cleveland, I thought he did okay. 81 catches, 976 yards. 2019, he had his best year with the Browns. 83 grabs, 1,174 yards, 6 touchdowns. In 2020, 72 grabs, 840 yards. Last season, 52 catches for 570 yards and 2 touchdowns. So what's my job here? You guessed it. To ask y'all, and then I'm going to tell you whether or not I think the Dolphins should trade for Jarvis Landry. But before I do, this is your chance now to go down to the comments and let me know. Type T for trade, type P for pass. Should the Dolphins go out and trade for Landry? My answer is no, you should save your money and your draft picks. I like Jarvis Landry a lot. He was once the best receiver on the Miami Dolphins. A lot of people would argue he was the focal point of that offense. But the reason why I'm going to say no, because of need being a wide receiver, there's tons of talented free agent wide receivers and tons of good players that you could draft at number 29 overall. Plus, he's not a part of your long-term plan. He's going to be 30 years old. He's getting up there in age, and Father Time is undefeated, which is kind of the other reason why I think maybe he'll miss these past 5 games of this past season, because he's getting older. I mean, it's going to happen. When you've been on the field as much as Landry has, when you've been as consistent as he has, Father Time eventually starts to catch up. So on top of you having to give up draft capital, on top of you having to give up 14.3 to get him, the fact that he dealt with injuries last season, for that simple reason, I'm going to say no, you shouldn't trade for Jarvis Landry. Before I go, guys, I want to know down in those comments, how long have you been a subscriber to Dolphins Today? What I'm going to do on an upcoming show is we're going to be doing a mailbag probably later on in the week, so that's just a heads up. But I'm going to be giving shout-outs to the people that have been subscribed, whether you've been subbed for 2 months, whether you've been subbed for 24 hours, maybe you've been subscribed for 2 years. I just want to show you guys that I appreciate you, because I know there's a lot of options out there, and I know you don't have to watch our videos. So if you haven't subscribed yet, click the sub button, type new sub. You might see yourself on a future show coming up this week.